सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरि ॐ. We were looking at the ninth chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. In the 15th verse of the 9th chapter, Sri Krishna says, Jnana yajnena chapyanye yajanto mam upasate ekatvena prithaktvena bahudha vishvato mukham. Anye, others api also, cha and jnana yajnena, with the yajna or sacrifice of knowledge, yajantah, sacrificing, mam, me, upasate, worship, ekatvena as one, Prithaktvena as different, as many. Vishvato Mukham, the all formed, Bahuda, in various ways. Sri Krishna says that there are people who Satatam Kirtayanto Mam, Yatantascha Dridhavrataha, Namasyantascha Mam Bhaktya Nityayukta Upasate. There are people who constantly worship me, constantly glorify me. They sing my praises and they are of firm resolve and they strive with devotion and bowing down, always steadfast, they worship me. Similarly, there are other people also, Anye, there are others also who worship me, yajantaha, through sacrifice, upasate, they worship me using knowledge. So, worship through knowledge is an interesting concept here. A person who identifies oneself with God, Brahmavid Brahmaiva Bhavati, the knower of Brahman becomes Brahman itself. So that person is essentially worshipping Godhead, worshipping the absolute truth, Paramasatya, Paramatattva. Vishvato Mukham, the all formed, Bahuda, in various ways that person is worshipping. The worship of the Virat, Swami Vivekananda used to say, worship of the cosmic universe. So, that person, a person who sees me through the eyes of the worship of Jnana, worship through Jnana, that person worships me as all formed. I am all formed. All formed means I am Advaita. I am the only form which has no form. And as I am one, distinct. So I am distinct. I am manifold. So a knower can either worship God through the Advaita way, seeing God as Ekameva Advitiyam, the absolute without a second, or can worship God creating a difference between oneself and God, creating a difference, a gap. How? Prithakttvena, creating a prithaktva, a separateness between oneself and Lord, God. So that is the Dvaita view. And also as manifold, various godheads like Brahma, Rudra, Indra, Chandra, Surya, etc. So different ways. The idea is, in the entire universe, all that matters or all that is of essence is God. In the entire universe, the only essential thing is God. And so, both the devotee and the knower and the jnani, they see this God in this universe, both in the absolute form and also in the manifold forms spread across the universe. In her introduction to the complete works of Swami Vivekananda, Sister Nivedita says that the many and the real are one. For Swami Vivekananda, many and the real are one. One of the biggest achievements or biggest understandings of Sri Ramakrishna and Swami Vivekananda was that the many, that is this universe, of diverse forms, and the one, the absolute Brahman, are one and the same. Ekameva dvitiyam, aham brahmasmi, etc. So, Sister Nivedita says to conquer is to renounce. So now, to conquer and to hold is as stern a trust as to quit and renounce. So, to conquer and hold, to be actively engaged in pursuits of life, is equally challenging as to give them up and go to a forest and meditate. Why is it equally challenging? Because you do this not with a selfish idea, but with the understanding that everything is nothing but God. Swamiji, when he writes a letter to one of the Hale sisters, he says, it is not that God is this and this is God and that is God. Only God is. Nothing else exists. Only God is. Only God is. So, this idea that the manifold and the one, the manifold and the essence are all nothing but God. This is the idea. एकत्वेन पृथक्त्वेन बहुधा विश्वतो मुखम. एकत्वेन पृथक्त्वेन बहुधा विश्वतो मुखम. विश्वतो मुखम. This is all pervading. All pervading. अहम क्रतुरहम यज्ञः स्वधाहम अहम औषधम मंत्रोहम अहमे वाज्यम अहम अग्निरहम हुतम. This idea that divinity is all pervading, the one and the many are same, the manifold, the distinct and the one are all the same entity, is now elaborated by Sri Krishna, where he separately tells how he has become every different thing in this universe. He says, Aham ai kratuhu. I am the kratu. Kratu means I am the particular Vedic sacrifice. I am a particular Vedic sacrifice. Kratu means particular Vedic sacrifice. Aham yajna. I am the worship which is talked of. Kratu is a Vedic sacrifice. Yajna, when put in contradistinction to Kratu, that is, when put like that opposite Kratu, it is a sacrifice mentioned or a worship mentioned in the Smriti. Whereas Kratu is a sacrifice mentioned in the Shruti, Veda. Aham Swadha. Swadha means food that is offered, Pinda, food that is offered to Pitrus. So when you do Shraddha, Tarpana, you offer food to Pitrus, not because they are starving, they are having their own restaurant and Swiggy and everything, but you are giving it as a mark of respect. Swadha. Swadha means that food offered to the ancestors, Pitrus. Aham Swadaham means I am Swadha. Aham Aushadam. I am Aushadha. Aushadha means what? All the greenery is Aushadha. In Sanskrit, all greenery is Aushadha. All food which is vegetable, all vegetation is Aushadha. Then medicinal herbs, Aushadha. Aushadha does not mean, unlike popular belief, contrary to popular belief, Aushadha does not only mean medicinal herbs. It also means all vegetation. Mantroham. Aham mantra. Mantra. I am the mantra. What is mantra? Mantra is the chant or the syllable which is pronounced when you offer an oblation. When you give an oblation, what chant you tell, that is mantra. Ajya. Ajya means that which is offered. Ajya is offered. Fire. Fire is that. So Ajya, Aham Ajyam. I am that which is offered. So you offer so many things in the yajna. And ghee, or the clarified butter as they say, is the vehicle or the medium through which things are offered. And I am the fire. That means Aham Agnihi. I am Agni. I am Agni. Aham Hutam. I am the offering also. I am the oblation also. So all this, the entire gam- gambit of, the entire gamut of sacrifices, I am that. The entire range. So let it be sacrifice as mentioned in the Shruti or in the Smriti, the offering which you give in sacrifice, the food which you offer in sacrifice, the mantra which you use while sacrificing, the ghee which you use in sacrificing, and the fire in which the sacrifice is poured, and the sacrifice itself, the oblation, ahuti itself. So they are all me. I am all this. पिताहमस्य जगतो माता धाता पितामह वेद्यम पवित्रम ओंकार ऋक्साम यजुरेव च गतिर्भर्ता प्रभु साक्षी निवास शरणम सुहृत प्रभवः प्रलयः स्थानम निधानम बीजम अव्ययम. All this I am. I am all this. What am I? Ahamasya jagatah pita. I am the father of this world. Mata. I am the mother of this world. When Sri Krishna says I, he indicates Lord. So God. God is the father of the world. God is the mother of the world. Pitamaha, Dhata, I am the sustainer, supporter of the world. Pitamaha, I am the grandfather of the world. Vedyam, I am the one thing that has to be known. Pavitram, I am the purifier. Omkara, I am the word Om. So Om is made up of three distinct syllables. A, U, Ma. It is the fact that all these syllables put together create words. So Om. So I am that Om. Rik. I am Rik. Rik is the mantra text found in the Vedas. So the Vedas have three types of texts. One is the mantra, that is poetry, Rik. And Yajus. Yajus is the text which is prose, Gadya. Mantra is Padya, Yajus is Gadya. Then you have Sama. Sama is the song text, the text which is song. Now you will find many places Vedatrayi, a statement called Vedatrayi. What does Vedatrayi mean? That there are three Vedas. So people say, okay, so there is Rig Veda, Yajur Veda and Sama Veda. Atharva Veda is afterwards it came, so it is not a Veda really. That's a wrong understanding of this statement, Vedatrayi. What does it mean? Vedatrayi means in the Vedas there are three kinds of texts. One is poetry, another one is prose, another one is Yajus, Sama. One is poetry, Rik. Another one is prose, Yajus. Another one is Sama. Sama means song. So these are the three kinds of texts in the Vedas, and that is why Vedas are called Trayi. Veda Trayi means there are three kinds of texts. Gati Bharta Prabhu Sakshi. So I am the goal, Gatihi, goal of this universe. I am the Bharta, I am the supporter of this universe. I am Prabhu, I am the Lord of this universe. I am Sakshi, I am the witness of this universe. I am Nivasaha, I am the abode of this universe. I am Sharanam, I am the refuge of this universe. I am Suhrit, friend of this universe. Prabhavaha, I am the place from where this universe originates. I am the origin of this universe. Then Pralayaha, I am the place where the universe dissolves. Sthanam, I am the substratum, the basis, the background, the ground on which this universe stands. I am the basis. Nidhanam, I am the storehouse of this universe. And Bijam, I am the seed of this universe. I am the seed of the universe. And Avyayam, I am immutable. Because why immutable? Because as long as there is samskara, this universe remains. So I am immutable. Then Sri Krishna says, Tapamyaham aham varsham nigrhanyam utsrijami cha amritam chaiva mrityuscha sadasachaham Arjuna. O Arjuna, aham tapami, I give heat. Aham varsham, I give rain. Utsrajanmi, send forth. I send rain. Cha nigrihnami. I send rain and also I withhold rain. So if there is no rain in a place and people are dying, it is because of me. If there is more rain in a place and there is flood and again people are dying, it is because of me. Because of me means Sri Krishna is referring to God. Amritam cha eva mrityuhu cha aham cha asat. I am immortality. I am death. Aham sat cha asat. I am both being and non-being. Being means what? Being means this whole world with its manifestation of causes and effects. That is being. Non-being means what? The cause which is unmanifested only. That means Avyakrita Brahma. That means unmanifested Brahman. So that is non-being. So Brahman as it is without any manifestation. So why should we come to this conclusion that Brahman is unmanifested? Because if the universe is manifested, there should be a reason for this universe. There should be a cause for this universe. Otherwise, we would be having the absurd thought that something can come out of nothing. Nothing can come out of nothing. Something can come out of only something. So that is why being and non-being means being means this universe, Sat. Asat means non-being, the basis of this universe. Basis of this universe. Then Sri Krishna says, Traividya mam somapa puta papa yajnairištva swargatim prarthayante te punyam asadya surendra lokam ashnanti divyan divideva bhogan. Here Sri Krishna is talking about how different knowers of Brahman, they attain to higher worlds, higher spheres. Traividyaha. I just now told that Vedas are three. Trayi Vedaha. That is there in many places. It should not be mistaken to mean that Atharva Veda is not a Veda. It means there are three types of texts in the Vedas. So, Traividyaha means knower of the three kind of Vedic texts. Trai means three. Yajnahi mam ishtva somapaha putapapaha swargatim prarthayante. So what do they do? Yajnaihi mam ishtva. Mam, me, worshipping by yajna. So they worship me through yajna. And somapaha, they drink soma rasa. So soma rasa they drink. In some sacrifices, one has to drink this soma rasa in order to conclude that sacrifice. There is a lot of bad text or bad publicity for soma rasa, that it is liquor, etc., and people drink soma rasa and they get intoxicated, etc. So this was more of a ritualistic drinking of soma, and we also don't know whether soma rasa was so intoxicating as it is generally believed in popular culture. So soma yajna, when somebody performs, they drink the soma rasa, juice, which has to be prepared in a particular manner as prescribed by the scriptures. So the drinker of soma means people who have performed soma yajna. Means people who have performed yajnas told in the Vedas. Puta papaha, purified of sin. Papaha means sins, puta means purified. So one who has been purified from sins, swargatim prarthayante. They pray for gatim, passage or going, movement to swarga, swargatim. So people who know the three Vedic texts, they do yajnas, and then they, by doing yajnas and worshipping God, they also drink the soma. That means they finish those yajnas and they are purified of sin and they pray to attain swarga, to attain heaven. Te punyam surendra lokam asadya divi divyan deva bhogan ashnanti. These people, because of their good actions, meritorious actions, these people, they attain to Surendra Lokam. Surendra Lokam means the world of the gods. Surendra Lokam Ashnanti. They attain to Surendra Lokam. They attain to the world of gods. Asadya, reaching Divi, Divyan, in heaven, divine, Deva Bhogan, the pleasures of the world, Ashnanti, pleasures of the world of the gods, Devaha, Deva Bhogan, Ashnanti, they enjoy. They enjoy Deva Bhogan, the pleasures of the world of the Devas, they enjoy. That means they have divine pleasures of the world of the Devas. So they are always happy. But that is not moksha. That is not moksha. Because again they them have to come down to this world. That is what in the next verse Shri Krishna is saying. Tetam bhuktva swargalokam vishalam kshine punye martya lokam vishanti evam trayi dharmam anuprapanna gata gatam kama kama labhante. Te tam vishalam swargalokam bhuktva. So they means those people who have known the three Vedic texts and who have done sacrifices and who have been purified of sins, they vishalam swargalokam bhuktva, having enjoyed the great vast swargaloka, heaven, world, swargaloka, shine punye martya lokam vishanti. They punye shine martya lokam vishanti. They vishanti enter martya lokam, means the place where people take birth and die. Mortal world, this world. Shine, punye shine, on the exhaustion of merit, they come down. They come down. So like you are, suppose somebody is traveling, travels by flight too often. So when a person travels by flight too often, the flight airline companies, they give you frequent flyer program will be there. So if you travel more, the more you travel, the more you will get points. So those points will be there. It will be stored there. Then finally you will be eligible for one free ticket. When you are eligible for one free ticket, then that point, all those points got exhausted. So it becomes zero again. Then you have to again book tickets, then that frequent flyer program point will come. So some silver, gold member, platinum, like that, it will come. But the moment you exhaust it, again you go back to zero. Shine punye shine martya lokam vishanti. That means you have done lot of punya. But then how does one get punya or papa? When you do a work thinking that you are the doer, knowing that you are the doer, you will get punya. But the problem is, that is a bondage. Though it is a chain of gold, it is still a chain. Chain of iron also is a chain, papa, and chain of gold is also a chain. It is a bondage. So what will happen? You will go to some Indra Loka, etc. There you will go and meet this Mr. Indra and he will talk, etc. Maybe watch movies, etc. And eat pizza also, I don't know. But all this you do and then you come down again when this is exhausted. When the punyas are exhausted, martya lokam vishanti, you enter martya loka. Evam trayi dharmam anuprapanna. Thus, trayi dharmam means instructions of trayi. Trayi means three types of Vedic texts. Anuprapanna, following. Kama kamaha, desiring desires. Gata gatam, gata agatam, the state of going and that of coming. Labhante. So a person who is following the instructions of the Vedas, that person who has kama, having desires, desiring desires, they gata gatam labante. They constantly go and come. Punarapi maranam, punarapi jananam. So why? Because they are all believing in karma kanda. Means they are believing in fulfilling their desires. A person who believes that they will do good work and they will get swarga, or do bad work and go to some other place, but they will have to again and again take birth, because they have not understood that they are not the doer, they are not the enjoyer. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.